Trundling time means I'm pushing. Old term. I'm reading a book right now of this guy that went around the world on a high-wheel bicycle in 1885. Well, he spent a lot of his time doing what I'm doing right now, which is trundling, pushing it along, which really saves me a lot of energy, and I'm not going much slower than I would be going in my lowest gear anyways. And I'm about 6 miles from where the road comes out on the Mount Lemon Road intersects with the Mount Lemon Highway, which comes up from Tucson, which is the pavement. Whether I go all the way up there or not, I don't know. I'm going to go across this next ridge line, hopefully find some water. If I do, then I'll camp there, maybe stash the trailer somewhere around there, and then do the last 1,500 feet up there without hauling this trailer. It'll be a lot easier. Since I'm not going to stay up there anyways, why bring the trailer? But it all depends if I find water over this ridge here. We'll see. Well, this looks about as high as I'm going to be going. Road keeps on going. There was no water down in this canyon where I was hoping it was. And I don't know, I'm probably about 4 miles from the top now. Yeah, there are 1,000 feet of climbing. I don't need to go to the top. I've driven up there 100 times. So now I'm just looking for. I got enough water to make it through the night, and I know where I can get some water on the way down. There's a pond with some frogs in it. Look like leopard frogs too. Doubt they're Chiricahua leopard frogs, but there was leopard frogs in it. And I'll pump water out of that tomorrow and make my way back down. So I think I'm gonna go back down to the saddle over here. It looks like there's some spot over there where I can roll out my sleeping bag and eat me a lot of food since I hauled it up here. Cool. Well, it's about 8:15 or so. I'm up here beneath Marble Peak. I'm probably not going to go all the way to the top. I mean, what's at the top? A bunch of overpriced little restaurants and crap and things that are going to piss me off. Because apparently they've been building new private cabins up on this ridge up here, which is the Oracle Ridge that I'd never seen before. I don't know what's up with that. I thought the Forest Service was getting out, unless it was always private property, in which case they don't have any choice in the matter. But I came all the way up this. I don't know. I'd say I'm probably a good 4 miles and 1,000 feet shy of where I was, only as far as I was going to go. But no water. I couldn't find any water, and I don't feel like going down these canyons looking for them. But down below these switchbacks, there's some water with frogs in it, which tells me it's probably safe enough to drink. Leopard frogs. Don't know what kind, but there are frogs in there. Maybe I'll get some pictures of them. And I'll fill up water there and just take my time heading back. Maybe camp out somewhere near Pepper Sauce Campground, but not at the campground. This is as high as I'm going to go. With my bike loaded, I ended up pretty much trundling all the way up this. And back over here about another mile or so back on the other side. Yeah, I'm not I'm not like those people in the books I'm reading about doing the Divide Trail where they cross, 6,000 feet, over 6,000 feet of passes 4 or 5 times a day. No, with my bike loaded up here, I'm doing a lot of trundling. That's okay. It's not about racing, it's about moving. Cool. Another beautiful day. When I was growing up around here, we used to call this hill the Widowmaker. And I'm sure you'll find all kinds of Widowmakers all over the country and probably the world. But this, for the tri-community, was one of our Widowmakers. And by tri-community, I mean the Oracle, Samuel, Mammoth tri-community. When I was a kid, it really was a kind of tri-community. All went to the same high school and stuff. No longer the same, but I know it doesn't look like much now, and a modern ATV could zip up that thing like it was nothing. But we didn't have ATVs back then. We had four-wheel drives, and if you got, 3/4 of the way up that, especially that right chute, and you got stuck and you couldn't go any further, and you tried to back down, there was a good chance you were going to roll your four-wheel drive down there, and it happened many times. So this is the Widowmaker. Heading down. Came up all this yesterday. Wore me out. Oops, gotta slow down. I'm doing this one-handed. Kind of stupid. Need to get me a mount if I'm going to be doing these kind of shots. Something on my head or handlebars. Alright, stopping. Here's a chunk of copper ore embedded in the roadway. Several other little pieces of it around here as well. Yay, I'm rich. Just take a claim, come out here with bulldozers and dynamite and just, open pit mine this whole beautiful area. And then stop them from doing it anyplace else. You gotta go up near Kearney and look at that mess in your globe. I'm glad they didn't find too much up here. There's just a little bit of scarring around the Oracle Ridge mine, but yeah, this right here can cause lots of problems for the environment. If there's enough of it out here to make it worth their time, they will sell their mother's grave to get it. It's trundling time again. Up and up and up. But as I think I've told you before, it's much more energy efficient to do this up these grades, pulling this trailer, than it would be to pedal it in my lowest gear. Because I wouldn't go much faster, and I would be spending a hell of a lot more energy. So, I need to swallow my pride and just enjoy the walk. And it's very beautiful. Cool. Heading back, coming off the switchbacks by American Flag Springs. Here comes some buttheads. And over there's American Flag Hill. I'm probably just going to pedal until I'm over there by the base somewhere and set up my last night's camp. And then I'm an hour, 50 minutes to an hour from home. Cool. This is American Flag Hill. I camped down at the foot of it last night. On the top of this peak, or this little hill here, is what are probably the remains of an old Apache agave roasting pit. And there's a kind of a windbreak wall all around it, and you'll find lots of pottery probably from the Holcomb prior to the Apache. But this area is rife, full of archaeological sites. Most of them are Holcomb, circa 1200 or so. The actual first community in the Oracle area wasn't Oracle. It was a little mining camp town, or a mining camp that got a post office called American Flag, and it was right over in this area. You won't find anything left of it now, except a few garbage pits they've gone over. Oh. Well, yeah, I definitely know that the mining that they were doing out here was gold mining, because a few years back with a metal detector on one of the old mine sites, I actually found a piece of high-grade gold ore. It had like lacy wires of gold all running through it. I still have it. One of these days I'll have it sliced up and make some kind of jewelry out of it or something. So, they were finding gold out in this area.